Okay, thank you very much, Tim, and thank you all for showing up and coming out to hear a presentation on Equity Metals Corporation and primarily its flagship project, the Silver Queen project, located in central British Columbia. I'm Rob Macdonald, Vice President of Exploration. As a geologist, I will be making forward-looking statements. That tends to be what I do for a living. And so with the Silver Queen project, it's the flagship of the company. We completed over 10,000 meters of diamond drilling in 2023. We tested 4 targets. We expanded 2 known deposits with that drilling, or expanded the mineralization in 2 known deposits with that drilling, as well as tested a couple of new areas and one of those are going to be our primary target for drilling in 2024. The aim right now is to add an additional, say, 40 million silver equivalent ounces to an already robust resource that totals in the indicated and inferred categories of 85 million silver equivalent ounces. And so I'll get through all of that as we go through the presentation. Investment highlights, again, featuring the Silver Queen project. It's high-grade resource, open for expansion, multiple veins available for expansion. There is no royalty burden on the property. We've had some exceptional assay results, particularly in silver in what's known as the Camp deposit or the Camp vein set. And again, I'll highlight those as I go through the presentation. We were quite successful in the 20 to 2023 or 20 to 2022 timeframe of expanding the resources. We increased the indicated resources by 187%. And the inferred resources by 30%. We have additional assets within the company, and we're currently financed for 65,000 meters of drilling towards expansion of the resources in 2024. We have an experienced management team and geological team with a proven track record of operating within central and northern British Columbia and advancing projects to production decisions. You can see the capital structure of the company, general trading range. So I think we're a little bit up from the 9.5 cents that we were on February 15th. There seems to be a little bit of an upswing in the market over the last couple of days, but it's still a relatively low market cap. It's a good opportunity to get into a high-grade vein project that has continued upside, and you can see how we've traded, over the through much of 2023 with highs up over 25 cents per share. So again, we believe it's continues to be undervalued, as you will probably hear from most presenters at this conference. Good opportunity to get involved. We have an experienced management team and board, people that have been involved with major projects, world-class projects, as well as people like myself and Joe have good experience as explorationists and in building mineral resources on projects. And so again, it's an experienced people that know how to bring projects forward to build resources for either joint venture or sale of the project to majors that bring projects to a production decision. We are explorers. We're not developers, and so the idea is to continue building resources for ultimate sale of the project and for the benefit of the shareholder. And so summary of the projects within the company. The flagship, of course, is the Silver Queen project. Has a high-grade mineral resource totaling 85 million silver equivalent ounces. We completed, it was actually just under 10,000 meters of drilling. I think I came about 12 meters short. I should have done my sums before I told them to stop the drill. But it's about 10,000 meters of drilling in 26 holes in 2023. So we continue the focus on resource expansion. expansion. We did soil sampling to upgrade surface targets, confirm targets that we already had on the project, but also expand the target potential on the property. Within the company, we also have diamond projects up in the Lac de Gras area. We have a royalty on properties within the Greenwood district as well as a silica sand, high-grade silica sand project in Saskatchewan. But the main focus of the company is the Silver Queen project, which we continue to explore and will be starting drilling again in the April-May timeframe on the property. So the project is well positioned in the Skeena Arch in central British Columbia. We're surrounded by past producing mines and mainly porphyry deposits. We're in a down-thrown block of more epithermal styled mineralization. We sit there with the former Equity Silver Mine, which was the largest silver producer in British Columbia for a while. Just on our northern boundary or northern border is the Buck property. Sun Summit is exploring there again, similar style of mineralization. And the project itself, the Silver Queen project, has been explored for over 100 years. It was first identified in 1912, and there's been a number of or continued exploration on the project, the biggest being happening within the 1980s, and that's where the Hunt brothers, a company, Houston Minerals, were exploring the project. They did significant underground development on the project, as well as drilled several hundred holes, some of them from underground, on some of the main targets. There now exists around 500 drill holes on the project, and we were able to use that database to continue systematically drilling out some of the 20-odd veins that occur on the project towards building further resources. It's quite a large property package, over 18,000 hectares. We're well located. It's a 45-minute drive from Highway 16, which runs from Prince George to Prince Rupert, runs through the town of Houston, where we access a Forest Service road, 45-minute drive to get to the property. You can see in the photographs here, that's the entrance to the mine site. Again, 45-minute drive on a well-maintained gravel road. We sit in the rain shadow of the Coast Range and in the foothills. So we are able to operate all year round. We're able to move around, quite easily. It's more rolling hills as opposed to mountains that you might see in the Golden Triangle. We don't have nearly the snow that you get in the Coast Range. So we're able to operate all year round. In the winter, you deal with, maybe 2 or 3 feet of snow, as opposed to 3 to 5 or 10, even 10 meters of snow in some parts of the Golden Triangle, for example. Again, we're surrounded by majors and a number of companies that are exploring in the area. So this is the western side of the property. Again, it's an epithermal vein district. A number of different veins, about 20 different veins have been identified on the property. Again, about 500 different drill holes, and you can see them located in this graphic as the small dots representing the drill collars. This is the distribution of veins as we know it at this time. We assumed management of the project in 2019, and at that time, there were mineral resources identified on the number 3 vein and the NG3 vein. They're located sort of in the center of the slide. We continued some verification drilling and expansion drilling on those 2 known deposits. At the time, it was 34 million silver equivalent ounces were identified on the property. We then identified over to the west of the number 3 vein, the Camp vein system. And that was an area where there was historical drilling about 40 drill holes in that area, but they hadn't brought it into the resource category. So it became, sort of low-hanging fruit for us. So we went in, re-drilled that. That is where we were getting some of the high-grade silver mineralization in the project. And then as we continued following that vein set to the east, we transitioned to what we call the Svensson extension, or the Svensson vein system, and we're able to continue extending a number of those veins from the Camp vein into the Svensson. And so it was the Camp and the Svensson where we were able to add the bulk of the new resources that we provided in our latest resource update. Most recently, however, in 2023, we completed 26 new holes, 10,000 meters. We did some extensions to mineralization at both the Svensson and the Camp system, but then new drill targeting on the Coal Lake and the George Lake. And, following the same modus operandi, that there was some historical drilling in those areas that showed that there was some pretty good grade. So we went in, confirmed the grade of the mineralization, and were able to show extensions of that mineralization that leave prime targets for follow-up drilling as we're able to fund the next stages of drilling on the property. Quick recap of the resource. This is the breakdown. It totals about 85 million silver equivalent ounces, relatively high grade, so we do like the grade. A couple of the features there is that 74% of the resource is in the indicated category of the resource. A lot of that because of the underground drilling in the number 3 vein, the historical number 3 vein. But we've got 74% of the resources in the indicated category. Strong precious metal bias. So 64% of the value is in gold and silver, approximately equal amounts in terms of value in gold and silver. And one of the main features of this project is that you see some excellent grade and tonnage retention. So 84% of the base case resources are preserved when you double the cutoff. So the base case cutoff was $100 NSR. If you go up to a $200 NSR cutoff, you still retain about 84% of the base case resources, and so that leaves the project in good stead when it comes to mining decisions and the dilution that one might have to face when you hand it off to the engineers, God forbid, and so it does leave us in a good path moving forward. In 2023, we completed some surface sampling on the property, and you can see the results from that. This is reported as silver equivalent, so these are polymetallic anomalies that we have. You see a number of the zones, like the number 3 is highlighted quite well. You see this sort of east-west structure that marks the Camp vein extending into the Svensson target, and it's a broad structural zone that contains mineralized veins. That's what we've been focused on for 2020, much of 2020 and through 2022, and a bit more in 2023. There are additional new targets that we want to focus on, and that will be part of upcoming programs. Some of those would be at the Camp Svensson area, where in 2023 we drilled extensions of the mineralized veins in the Camp, and then a drilling gap in the Svensson target. But now with the soil sampling, you can see off to the north of the Camp zone, there's approximately 1 square kilometer polymetallic soil anomaly that we've only tested the southern portions of that and some hanging wall veins to the Camp vein set, the Camp deposit, and so there's new areas now to be explored right in the immediate vicinity of where we've most recently added our mineral resources. Again, the exploration that we've done to date has been highly successful. With being able to add mineral resources at a relatively low cash cost of only 15 cents Canadian an ounce silver for every silver equivalent ounce added. And so, we believe that we have the capacity to emulate that as we move forward into 2024 and beyond, as we continue our program of resource expansion. Two of the areas that we focused on in 2023 were the George Lake and the Coal Lake areas. You can see where they're located in relation to the number 3 in the NG3 vein system. George Lake, we completed 7 holes on that, and Coal Lake, 9 holes on that. We were quite successful in the George Lake area. You can see in the background, and I've got shaded, some of the historical drilling. So we went in, and then, more bold, highlighted in the foreground is our own drilling. So we were able to confirm mineralization, the general tenor of mineralization that was identified in the historical drilling. And now, as you can see, with holes 93 and 94, we continued a southeast extension of that mineralization. We've identified an approximate 400-meter strike length. This is and nice looking veins, as you can see in the photos. This is where we want to focus our next phase of mineralization. We're funded to the tune of a $1.8 million exploration program, 6,000 to 6,500 meters of drilling. It's going to be on the George Lake target as we drill out this approximate 400-meter strike length, and potentially beyond as we continue drilling on this project. Coal Lake, again, similar. We went in, we did some drill testing, identified similar styles of mineralization, similar grades. We identified some nice hanging wall mineralization that was underappreciated, that opens up new exploration targets on that project. Some nice, nice chalcopyrite in a number of these veins. So again, some additional potential here, but it is probably a secondary target to the George Lake area. And so this is just a quick summary of the assay results. Again, some quite robust numbers, some good higher grade results occurring at both of those targets, and again warrants follow up on the project. So right now the overall plan is that we want to add another say 2.5 million tons, all things being equal. That would be maybe around 40 million ounces of silver equivalent. That would take us up into the 120 million silver equivalent range. That probably puts us in the frame of some of the mid-tier miners. And again, it's our objective to build the asset for ultimate sale as we're explorers. We think we can do that through exploration at the George Lake, Coal Lake, as well as some of the expansions that I earlier highlighted at the camp and the Svensson target. So that's in the broader sense where we want to go with this. The first step is the 6,500 meters of drilling that we're starting May 1st on the project. We're fully funded for that, and so we should be looking at good news flow over the basically through the summer months in the June, July, possibly into August timeframe based on that drilling. And so again, why equity metals? We've shown the ability to grow resources, high-grade mineral resources that can be attractive to producers and majors. We've been able to double the resource over a 2-year period from 2020 to 2022, and we're well positioned, to add similar amounts of resources with further drilling on additional targets that we've identified on the property to date. We're fully funded for drilling in the spring of 2023, and we'll see how the markets behave in terms of continued financing to do further drilling in the summer or in the fall timeframe. But we'll let the markets tell us how we'll advance the project beyond the spring this time. But so we have news flow coming up. We believe we're an undervalued stock, and I would encourage you all to get into the market and participate. Thank you very much.